Hey everybody, welcome back to another action figure unboxing and review, Medicom Mafex edition, and today we're going to be taking a look at Magneto. This is the first Medicom product I have reviewed. I do have the Rogue One Darth Vader version 1.5, but I decided to do Magneto first because this is widely considered, at least from the reviews that I've seen online, to be the best Magneto figure in the 1/6 scale, or the 1/12 scale, I should say, 6-inch scale that we've gotten thus far. And from what I could tell when I was messing around with it yesterday, it definitely is. This is a fantastic figure. And I'm looking forward to showing it off for everybody who hasn't got them yet. I was lucky to get mine for around retail, but I've seen that his value has shot up recently because, it's a sought after figure and he's no longer in production from Medicom. I got mine on eBay, and you could probably get one on eBay too. I think Big Bad Toy Stores has them in stock for like 100 or something like that. But once you get the figure in hand, you'll see. I don't know necessarily if these figures are worth $100, but I mean, that's what we're paying for them, that's for sure. I will say that having messed with this figure and also having owned the X-Men 97 Magneto, which is the most recent Magneto they've released, I will say that their figures are $25 or 25 pounds, depending on where you live. This figure cost me about 80 pounds. So, do I think this figure is 3 times better than the X-Men 97 figure? Probably not, but it's definitely twice as good. Between twice and 3 times. It's definitely in that range. I definitely wouldn't pay over 100 probably for this, but I don't think most people will have a choice now because of it's out of production now. This is your only chance to get one, is to get them on the secondary market like eBay or like Big Bad Toy Store, like I mentioned before. But you're going to be paying 100 plus for them. You could always wait and see if Mafex or Medicom releases a 1.5 version, but I don't know what they would put in with a 1.5 to make it any better than this. Usually they do. I don't think they have a history of doing 1.5 versions. They usually do that to fix something that was wrong with the previous version. Like for the Vader, they added an extra lightsaber effect, and I think they fixed something that was wrong with the first version, and they try to correct it with the 1.5 version. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Can't think of any other reason why they would release the 1.5 version. I don't think there was a lot of time difference between the two releases, so I don't think it was a matter of this has been out of print for a while, let's put it back out there. I mean, if that were the case, they would have done it for some figures that they released like years ago, like I think the Carnage the Mafex Carnage. Have they done a re-release of that one? I don't know. In any case, even when they do re-releases, I don't know if they title them version 1.5. I think they just release them again. It's the same figure. They just do another run of it. But the Vader one is specifically titled 1.5 because it has some differences. Anyway, this is about Magneto, so we're going to take a look at the Magneto. Here's the box. As you can see, it's got a nice open window. You can see most of everything that's in there. There is another layer of plastic behind the main layer. We got Magneto. We got a picture of the figure here. We got comic artwork there. Marvel 6-inch. This is number 179. I don't think I'm going to be collecting all of them. Especially since I only have 2 at the moment. But I will get some more because I really like the way these figures look and move. On the top, we got another Magneto picture. Marvel X. Legalese on the bottom. Got another picture of the figure here on the side. And another picture of the figure here on that side. And then still more pictures of the figure on the back. Along with some Japanese and the accessories and different head pictures. And that's pretty much it for the box. Let's see. It comes with a little instruction booklet. And as you can see, there's a piece of plastic that has houses the effects attached to the back. I took that off. They also comes with a stand, which is taped in there. I'm going to leave that because I don't need the stand. And then it comes with another piece of plastic over top of the figure, keeping all those accessories in. So I'll take that off now. And here we have Magneto. And just a fantastic looking figure, like I said. Again, probably the best Magneto figure we've ever had in the 1/12 scale. Sorry, I'm still taking other accessories out as I'm talking. There we go. Everything's out now. All right. So, yeah, like I said, probably the best Magneto we've gotten in the 1/12 scale so far. I honestly don't know how they would top this. It looks absolutely fantastic. This is, in the cape it comes with, my God. I've had posable capes in the past with figures, but this is by far the best posable cape I've ever seen. You can get it in pretty much any position, and it holds. I mean, look at that. You can fly him around and everything. The only pose it wouldn't hold is probably this, because it's just too heavy to hold up that far. And there's not enough reinforcement underneath the collar piece there. But yeah, this is a fantastic cape. Okay, first things first, talk about the cape. Absolutely fantastic cape. You can pretty much do whatever you want with this cape. It'll get into pretty much any position you want it to. And you'll be able to have a lot of fun with different poses with this Magneto based on the cape alone. Not even counting everything else that he can do. And it's got a nice look to it as well. It's pretty nice fabric. The outside is more of like a dull kind of matte finish. And then inside it's all shiny and glossy. So it just looks utterly fantastic. They definitely went above and beyond when it came to the cape. Let me just bunch it up now to get it out of the way. And the head sculpt is pretty spot on too. He looks very much like his animated series appearance, let alone the comics. So I really like the way this figure looks. He's got a nice wash on his hair. Looks really good there. And then his outfit is just the classic Magneto. The reds and the purples. It's what you think of when you think of Magneto, especially if you're my age. He's got the studs around the collar piece there. The belt around the middle section, which is movable, although not too far. It'll just pop back up if you try to pull it down. The purple underwear, red tights all the way down to the purple boots, which are kind of metallic looking, and the feet. And then he's got the same kind of design on his forearms and his gloves, and there goes one of his hands. All right. Just overall, a great figure. Let's take a look at his articulation. Mafex has a ball joint with a kind of a kink in it, which helps it get further on the... It usually helps it tilt back further, but because of his hair, you can't really get it back that far to take full advantage of it. But there are other figures that, like Cyclops, for instance, he can look back, he can look up higher because he doesn't have the hair in the way. That he can also bury the chin, basically. He's got a lot of tilt, and he can do the Exorcist. But yeah, a lot of tilt on Magneto. His arms go all the way around. Can hinge up more than 90. He can do a Y pose almost. He also has a forward and back butterfly joint and an up-down joint as well in his arm. So that's cool. He's got the upper bicep cut, the double jointed pinless elbows, and he has the similar wrist peg as the Mezco. I don't know who came up with it first. I'm not sure who started making figures first, but you can basically do side to side, and then you can turn it, and it didn't turn. Yeah, there you go. I had to take the hand off to get it to do what I wanted. And then you can do up, down as well. So that gives you a lot more range, which is good. He does have a diaphragm cut that lets him get that far forward. You can go back that far. You can turn slightly at the diaphragm and tilt at the diaphragm. You can also turn at the waist and tilt at the waist. So you can get him tilting in all sorts of directions. Mezco has drop down hips, just like drop down shoulders. But he can only spread out about that far. He catches his outer thigh on the edge of his underwear there. So he can't go much further than that, unfortunately. He can kick out about that far. And he can kick back about that far. He does not have a thigh cut, but you can kind of turn it a little bit at the hip joint there, you can see. He does have double jointed pinless knees. No boot cut to speak of. And the ankle has the same joint as the wrists, so he can do the same thing with his feet, forward and back, side to side, rotate. No foot pegs on the bottom. And he does have a toe joint, something that McFarlane does, but Mafex or Mezco and Hasbro don't. Accessories wise, he comes with his helmet, just the helmet on its own, Very nice sculpt. Looks exactly like a comic book version. Does not fit on his head. Obviously, since his hair is sculpted, it has no give, so you can't slide it on. But if his hair did have give to it, you could see that his face would his head would very easily fit inside there. So it's a good size helmet. But if you want to show him with the helmet on, you just have to pop his head off. And he has a helmeted head. He's got those gritting teeth. You can see this hair coming out the back, and also he's got the design on the front there. When you are taking his helmet off and putting it on, take care to keep your hands away from that, because I read that can snap off if you put too much pressure on it when you're taking off the helmet or removing or putting on the helmet. Best to just grab it from the side and pop it off that way. He also has another alternate head where his face is all shadowed out and his eyes are bright white. This is basically him using the full extent of his powers look. I do wish that they gave us a helmeted head with the whited out eyes, but this one's fine as well. And he still looks pretty badass like this. Alright, I'm gonna keep his helmet on for now. This is how I want him displayed anyway. He does have fists coming out of the package, but then he also get extra hands. He's got a pair of splayed out hands, and Mafex does this thing where they put the extra hands on this little plastic there that not only keeps them together, but also keeps the socket open so that you can put him on and off the wrist easier. So he's got these splayed out hands. He also has these kind of slightly gripping, no, not gripping, but relaxed hands, I would guess you would say. Although you could also say that these are power hands as well. And lastly, he has a pair of these more obviously power hands. He's casting, or not casting spells, but using his powers on you. And he does have another set of hands. And these hands are encased inside power effect pieces. So you can see it comes with this little thing here that pops out. Again, that's keeping the hole open. And you can take that out. And the hands come off really well, really easily. Not so easily that they'll just fall off on their own, but they're basically held on with friction. So you just apply a little bit of friction, they come off pretty easily. See, you can use that as a power effect. And he has a few other power effects as well. He also has a pair of discs, and these are the effects that people think of when they think of Magneto. When they think of him using these discs effects, and his hands basically just slide in like that, kind of up a little bit, not straight forward. You'd think that they would go in like they were just punched in, but no, they go in kind of faced up like that instead of straight forward. Kind of punch them upwards a little bit. And there he is using those powers there. This is another cool power effect there. and they come off and on quite easily. And lastly, he has these effects. And as you can see, there's an opening in each side. Now, with these, because the fists come off so easily, you're going to want to be careful. I wouldn't like shove it in all the way. Yeah, that might be the wrong one. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. Another kind of a power effect on that side there. I wouldn't, like I was saying, I wouldn't shove it all the way in there, the hand, because like I said before, the hands come off the wrists pretty, like, see, I don't even have it in there that far, and it still pulled it off at the wrist. But because I don't have it in there that far, I can easily just pull it out again. If you slide it all the way in there, when you take it off, when you try to take it off the fist, it'll just pull the fist off of the wrist peg, and then you'll have to get like a pair of pliers or tweezers or something to pull the hand out of there when you're done. So don't put those in all the way. You definitely want to keep those out a bit more so that the fist doesn't get trapped in there. And you can get it out easier. Yeah, this is by far the best Magneto. Now, I've only gotten 3 of the Magnetos myself. I have this one, obviously. I have the X-Men 97 Magneto. And I have the Age of Apocalypse Magneto. And the reason I got the Age of Apocalypse Magneto is because it was the only Magneto I could get at the time for a reasonable price that wasn't sold out. Because this was before the X-Men 97 figure set had been announced. And I wanted a Magneto, so instead of waiting to see if Hasbro would come out with another one, I went ahead and got the Age of Apocalypse one. And I don't mind the Age of Apocalypse one that much, but it's not my preferred version. I don't like the long-haired look. Yeah, damn it. But I don't regret getting it because he had a position of honor on my shelf for quite a while until I got the X-Men 97 one. I could have gotten the white Magneto too, the one in the white outfit. I can't remember which story arc that was from, but I don't like that look either. To me, Magneto is purple and red, not white. I also didn't get the other X-Men 97 one, the one with him in the purple black outfit with the big M on the front of it, because I didn't like the look of that one either. This is my definitive Magneto. This is one going on my shelf. I'm going to replace the X-Men 97 one, like I mentioned earlier. And I really like what Mafex did with this figure, and I am looking so forward to getting the Venom one. I think that's the one I'm going to get next. And I'm also going to try to get the comic Cyclops, comic Jean Grey, Phoenix. Not Phoenix, Psylocke. I haven't decided if I want to get the Gambit from Mafex or Mezco, because they both look pretty good, and I don't know which one's better. But there's some decisions to be made for sure. I'm going to be looking at all of Mezco and Medicom's back catalog now and seeing which figures I like, and probably start collecting a bit more and along those lines now, because I'm about as far as I can get, I think, with Hasbro. I want to get some of the better, more articulated figures. And while I like the X-Men 97 Gambit, the Mezco and the Mafex one looks so much better. I would like I said before, I would definitely pick this figure up. I don't know if it's worth $100. Maybe keep an eye on it on eBay, and you might be able to find one for less than that, like I did, and then you can pounce on it and grab it. Or you can wait and see if Mafex re-releases it. Mezco did one of these as well, but I really didn't like that one. Mezco does all their figures with cloth goods for their clothing, for their outfits, and the Magneto one just didn't look that good to me in that type of outfit, in a cloth outfit. I think he looks better like this. It looks more comic booky. I mean, the cloth outfit ones look more realistic, but I like the cloth outfits with G.I. Joe, like Snake Eyes, Roadblock, and Destro, and Storm Shadow all look pretty good. But Magneto, I didn't think his Mezco version looked that great in the outfit. This one looks fantastic. This one looks like it came right out of the pages of the comic. So, comment down below, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of Magneto. Do you have this one? Are you going to get this one now that you've seen this review? And stay tuned next week when we do it all over again. So until next time, take care. Thanks for watching. And goodbye.